Niggas trip, I got my thing with me.
Yo, if they want it, cowards get it. They still wonder how I did it. Now y'all with it. These niggas see how I spit it. These bitches see how I kid it. You can hear my coupe a block away. Bitches be yelling, let me ride like they snooping Dr. Dre. I keep spitting, them clips cocked on the calicos. Keep shitting with zip blocks to that Cali bro. Keep hitting, and shit blocks for that Cali dough. Keep getting my tip rocked by them Cali hoes. It's William Bonnie, still a mommies. Dance closely, even though they feel like limeys. I ain't trying to send police to your arrest. I'm trying to put this piece to your chest, and you in peace with the rest. You can release to the press. This how G's ride from the north to the south, to the east, to the west. Let's go.
I can't deny it, I'm a fucking rider. You don't wanna fuck with me.
Yeah.
Got skills in the trunk with me.
Okay.
Switching lanes to a buck with me.
That's right.
Y'all can't deny it, I'm a fucking rider. You don't wanna bang with me.
Yeah.
And you know I brought my gang with me.
Okay.
Niggas trip, I got my thing with me.
Yo, ma, I got you stuck off the realness. The name's fabulous, you heard I be in them trucks with the wheels gliss. And VIP with buckets of chill Chris. Click, click, who the fuck wanna feel this? I still got them blocks moving. In a system in my truck that can make it feel like the block's moving. On 6-4s with the wheels and the shots moving. When boys in blue with the shields and the Glocks moving.
You can't deny it.
I'm the same OG, the Gooch frames got the same Go-G. Duke in your frame, hold 3. Cause if you see me on your corner with a 40, it ain't gonna be named OE. I might be in Chuck T's or the Chuckers. And if you duck cheese, I'm a fucker. Duck these, motherfucker, ghetto fabulous. Nigga, I ride till I die. I'm hollering 187 when I ride through the sky, fool.
Y'all can't deny it, I'm a fucking rider. You don't wanna fuck with me.
Yeah.
Got skills in the trunk with me.
Okay.
Switching lanes to a buck with me.
That's right.
Y'all can't deny it, I'm a fucking rider. You don't wanna bang with me.
Yeah.
And you know I brought my gang with me.
Okay.
Niggas trip, I got my thing with me. It really ain't that hard to get fucked up. It's really quite easy, just step up. I'ma knock him so hard on his butt. Just like he been drinking, like he drunk. The fat lady stood up, just stood up. She bout to be singing, turn it up. You won't hear a thing, no you won't. You're too busy sleeping, won't wake up. You can't
The kid pull a 4 out a little quicker. You might end up the reason your homies will have to pour out a little liquor. Every stack that I draws out a little thicker. I get brain, kick the whores out a little quicker. You kids rap, that's cool. But the kids rap, then jewels. The kid clap, that tool. Kid clap, that fool. You don't wanna wake up getting told that your kid's trapped at school. When the time's right, I'ma put this 9 right to the left side of your head. Push your mind right. It's still nothing but a G thing. I thought you knew. And I'm about to do the numbers that they thought you do. Still don't know me. Still jumping the Lex. The chain so icy. I got chill bumps on my neck. The knocks heard how the krill's pumping the jets. Still bumping your deck. Still dumping the text. Still.
I can't deny it, I'm a fucking rider. You don't wanna fuck with me.
Yeah.
Got skills in the trunk with me.
Okay.
Switching lanes to a buck with me.
That's right.
Y'all can't deny it, I'm a fucking rider. You don't wanna bang with me.
Yeah.
And you know I brought my gang with me.
Okay.
Niggas trip, I got my thing with me.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Okay.
Y'all can't deny it, I'm a fucking rider. You don't wanna fuck with me.
Yeah.
Got skills in the trunk with me.
Okay.
Switching lanes to a buck with me.
That's right.
Y'all can't deny it, I'm a fucking rider. You don't wanna bang with me.
Yeah.
And you know I brought my gang with me.
Okay.
Niggas trip, I got my thing with me.
That's right.
You don't wanna fuck with me.
I got my ticket for the long way round. 2 bottle whiskey for the way. And I sure would like some sweet company. And I'm leaving tomorrow, what do you say? When I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when
Deliver me from mine enemies, O my God. Defend me from them that rise up against me. Deliver me from the workers of iniquity, and save me from bloody men. The mighty are gathered against me. Awake to help me, and behold.
All right, Chad, how we doing tonight? How's everybody doing? Got some good news today. Oh, man, in a good mood. It's fantastic. I hope everybody enjoyed my fine collections of just the most superb ghetto Nig-Nog music and, of course, white girl music that you could possibly hear. Normally from the late 90s, early 2000s, but we cracked into the 2010s tonight with Anna Kendrick's Cups. I always liked that song. Blue Team in the chat says, whatever happened to Anna Kendrick? What a cutie. I know. She wanted to play Squirrel Girl in a Marvel movie, but that just never came about. She could definitely get it. Maybe she made her money and went home. Who knows? You know? If you don't have a huge gaping fucking abyss in your heart, you know, a few million and you're set. You know? If the Mossad doesn't have fucking videotape of you fisting an 8-year-old at Epstein's Island or a Diddy party, you could just fuck off once you have fuck you money. Like, that's an option. So, you may or may not have heard, but Joe Biden has a stage 4 prostate cancer, which has apparently gotten into his bones. So he's fucking finished, barring a miracle. Or in this case, it would kind of be, what's the opposite of a miracle? What if the devil does a magic trick? What is that called? I don't know. There's probably a term for it. There's probably a term for the devil doing signs and wonders. I don't know. But yeah, he's fucking done. He's dead. He'll be lucky if he sees Christmas. I would imagine. I mean, I'm sure they're pumping him full of the finest baby adrenaline money can buy, as they have been for the last basically 10 years. But I think he's probably fucking done. He also had this cancer for a very long time. Let's be fucking real. They'll tell you they found his stage 4 prostate cancer just now. That is a lie. Prostate cancer is easy to detect. In fact, very early on, it's easy to detect. And the President of the United States undergoes constant physicals, whether he wants them or not. In some sense, you're basically the property of the state when you're the president, okay? You can't beat off without a fucking Secret Service agent staring you right in the fucking face, okay? At the very least, he's in the next room. Maybe if he's polite, he'll turn around while you do it, but they knew. They knew and they lied to you. Just like they lied about his dementia, okay? His mind's been gone for ages. He's been a senile old man for ages. And what's that CNN fucking fruit? That CNN cuck that'll be like, oh no, they kept it from us. We didn't know. Like, nah. With his book, oh, they didn't, I didn't know, man. They were lying. No, you all knew. You all covered it up. Everybody knew. Everybody who was honest with themselves looked at that man. And look, if you hated Trump enough that you were like, whatever, I'll take the senile guy over Trump. That's a choice, I guess. But at least you're being fucking honest about it. Eldritch fan in the chat says, well, last night I made myself say a prayer for Brandon. Chat says his grandkids will be safe at least. Someone asked Eldritch fan for his cancer to get worse. Eldritch fan says, I don't expect a reward for it, and I don't expect anyone else to. But there you have it. The man's done all the damage he can do. I mean, let's not... I'm sure he could molest some more children on the way out the door. He's been nothing but a puppet anyways, and soon enough... the hard part is living around lefties who are treating him like he's a saint and are actually happy about all the damage he'd done and the judges he put in power to harm the country. Hate isn't allowed, and you talk about not grading on a curve, but really going at these people and saying, at least I'm not that bad. Look, man, I'm a shitbag too. Not gonna lie. Am I as bad as, you know, I don't think I'm bad enough to rape my own fucking daughter. But, I'm not, I'm a dirtbag. Let's be real. Years ago, I wouldn't have said this. I will pray that man saves his soul, that what is left of his mind can make his peace with God. Because that is open even to him. That's open to the worst of us. Make no mistake. But I am not a kind enough man to refuse to take pleasure in the fact that he is dying and he's likely suffering. Prostate cancer can be very miserable. He's probably in a lot of pain. And I'm fucking glad about it. I will not wish hell on the man. I'm sanctified enough to not do that. And that's weighed on me recently because I used to. And I'm not judging people who do because I used to. But the fact that he's in pain, good. The fact that he's dying, good. The world will be better off when he's no longer converting O2 to CO2. And if he's in pain, well, hopefully that pain, hopefully the Holy Spirit leans on him and says, hey, Joe, this is but a taste of what's coming. You want to make peace with me or not? I don't know. I mean, I doubt he's even there enough to do it. Mentally. If ever there was a case of Pharaoh's heart has been hardened, this is probably it, but I don't know. You never know what's going on inside somebody. But he is a piece of shit. All right? He let in floods of illegal third worlders. I say the people under him. He didn't even know what he was doing. But let's talk about what he did know what he was doing. He raped his daughter, he molested his daughter. I always say let's not use hyperbole. Words have meaning. Let's not stretch words as meaning. I don't know that he full on raped his daughter. He molested his daughter in the shower. I believe that much. I didn't say that, by the way. She said that in her diary that the FBI confirmed was her diary. So, you know, and that's probably not the only child he molested. I don't believe for a second that's the only child he molested. Joe Biden is a horrible human being, even by the standards of politicians. Yes, that's right, Chad. He did help push the Patriot Act. You're correct on that. Which was an absolute dagger into the heart of this nation. He did do that. You're correct. That is one of his many sins. Joe Biden has done nothing good. At least as a politician. You know. There's no redeeming characteristics. I will no longer say, may he burn in hell. That's a bridge too far for me anymore. Just because I'm well aware how much I deserve that. But I'm glad he's dying. And I'm glad he's suffering. Fuck him. Fuck him. And all you leftist faggots that want to run around saying, oh, look at MAGA talking about laughing at Joe Biden's cancer. What terrible people. Y'all are the same people that are going on with your 86-47. You want Trump to die. You want Trump supporters to die. You want little old grandmas who quote unquote stormed the Capitol to rot in Gitmo. Don't give me that shit. He says, didn't he oppose busing and school integration? Yes, but he also did bad things. But no, seriously, here's the other. This actually drives me nuts. A certain level of hypocrisy. You know, I think the worst part is the rapes, as Norm Macdonald said. But no, the hypocrisy of it all does drive me a little nuts. And this is on both sides. Like, I'm glad Joe Biden has cancer. I'm glad John McCain died. I hope Biden's cancer is somehow fucking contagious and he goes and coughs on Dan Crenshaw and Nancy Pelosi. I hope his cancer is like just a fucking, like it turns into a like biomass, like fucking Akira, and just consumes all of Congress. Fuck it. All right? Like, Thomas Ground says, I'm getting the sense that Beckloff isn't proud that Joe is originally from PA. That's right, I guess he is. He's from Scranton. Though he made his career in Delaware. I love how 2 years ago the motherfucker even said he had cancer. And they're like, oh, that's just a gaffe. See, that's the thing. That he was Schrodinger's president. The media would simultaneously tell you he was completely sharp in his mental faculties. And then he would be like, yeah, you know, that's why the pollution's bad, and that's why many Americans, myself included, have cancer. And he'd be like, he's just this senile old man, he doesn't know what he's talking about. No, they knew that, at the very least, people in his administration, in the government, knew he had cancer for a very long time. And by the way, that's not as bad as covering up the mental faculties. You can make a case like, okay, a president has cancer. Look, we have continuity of government set up pretty strongly in our fucking government, okay? There's never going to be a case where the president dies and we don't know who's in charge. The vice president's in charge. If he and the president both die basically at the same time or close enough together that no one can appoint a vice president, then it's the Speaker of the House. And I think there's a bunch more fucking steps beyond that I don't even fucking know. And literally, when they have, like, the State of the Union, and, I mean, they made a show about this, but it is true from what I understand, unless unless I'm mistaken, when they have the State of the Union, all of Congress and the fucking president, vice president are all in the fucking same room. That's an obvious security risk. Like, if that's just fucking, if somebody manages to somehow bomb that off the fucking face of the earth, then who's running the federal government? They literally have a designated survivor. I think it's a member of Congress or something. But it's like, just in case, we have you in a bunker like 100 miles away or something. Like, so you never have to worry about that. So in one sense, the president's health isn't really any of our business. I could understand a president being like, look, I have cancer. So, I don't want to. I don't know if you should really run for re-election in that case, but it's like, I just want to finish my term in peace. Let me have my privacy. It's the mental faculties thing. That's our business. We have a right to fucking know that, okay? Just because you got a fucking tumor in your butt doesn't necessarily affect your ability to do your job. But your brain melting out of your fucking ears does. But no, he was totally stable, guys. He was totally fine. So not only did they hide, they hide, the senile thing was obvious to anyone that's honest, but not only did they constantly tell you there's four lights, that no, he's actually really smart, until they just couldn't deny it any longer. But also he was dying of cancer. And not the Medicare time that apparently takes 40 fucking years. No, he's just about done. All right? Medicare's cancer is actually held at bay by just laughing at fucking people. So, that's why he'll die after Ralph. That's right. Chet says Dr. Fauci said he was fine, guys. Yeah. There's another motherfucker that should have fucking cancer. That's another motherfucker that should be tried for crimes against humanity. But getting back to my point, the hypocrisy thing. Look, man, all you leftists that are like, you can't make fun of a man's cancer. You know damn well if Trump had cancer, or fucking, I don't know, Tucker Carlson had cancer, any right winger really, you'd be laughing your ass off about it. And you know what? Fine. Fair is fair. When people I hate, when bad things happen to them, I'm not above laughing. I laughed when John McCain died. I laughed when Ginsburg died. All right? I laughed when Toby Keith died. When Toby Keith died, I think that was last year, I came on here and said he was the author of the he wrote the soundtrack, how I put it, to the Iraq War and the Patriot Act. Fuck him. I'm glad he's dead, and I hope he suffered. And I meant it. Toby Keith was a piece of shit. And I am glad he's dead, and I do hope he suffered. I hope he made his peace with God and found eternal rest, as it has been laid upon my heart recently that I hope this for all my fellow men, even when I don't wanna. I still do it. But I'm not above saying I'm glad he's dead. I'm glad that no one ever has to deal with them again. And I'm glad that very soon, probably by the end of the calendar year, if these diagnoses are to be believed, no one will have to deal with Joe Biden ever again. And he should be buried upside down in an unmarked grave. Only 3 feet below the surface, so his body completely decomposes away. Not even in a coffin. Just in the woods somewhere. Just out in a field somewhere. 3 feet below. Throw some fucking grass on top of it. Let him rot. Let him fucking rot. Yeah, Joe Biden is an absolute fucking garbage. Like, what a dirtbag, man. What an absolute fucking dirtbag. Save 10% for the big guy. What a... What a dirtbag, man. Like, I hope Hillary Clinton dies next. I hope fucking Nancy Pelosi dies. I hope Dan Crenshaw dies. I'm not above wishing bad things on any of these people. Chat says, I remember progressives cheering the death of Rush Limbaugh. Exactly. Thomas Crown says, Beckloff, let me know where I can mail you a CD copy of Toby Keith's greatest hits. Well, you could mail that directly up your butt. Because I do not want it. But you're gonna want to just fold it up real nice and stick it right up your candy ass. Because I don't know. Fuck Toby Keith. If you distilled everything that's annoying and cringe and kind of just fucking pig ignorant about country music into a single person, it would be Toby Keith. If you distilled everything that was wrong about the right wing, about conservatives, about the Republican Party during the Bush years, if you just distilled the Bush years themselves into a single disgusting entity, it would be Toby Keith. I'm not convinced Toby Keith ever was real. I think he might have just been a spirit of the Bush years that congealed into a physical form. Like in the Ghostbusters. And I'm going to drop advanced Ghostbusters lore on you. Slimer isn't the ghost of a person. He is a spirit. He is gluttony itself congealed into a semi-sentient form. That's what Slimer is. That's the type of spirit Slimer is. I know. I mean, that's not in the movie, by the way. You got to read the comics and shit for that info. Watch the cartoon. But yeah, you got to have Tobin's Spirit Guide signed by Ernie Hudson on your fucking bookshelf like I do, because that's the kind of fucking autism I'm on here. But that's what Toby Keith is. It's just it's the spirit that possessed an entire generation to think going to Iraq was a good idea. And most people did. Even most people now are like, no, that was stupid. I didn't. I'm proud to say. Let me suck my own dick for a second. I didn't. From day one, I was barely okay with going into Afghanistan. And that was way more justified, at least with what we were told at the time. But even then, I'm like, come on, I hope let's get the guy that did this and leave. You know, maybe fix up a hospital on your way out the door just to be nice. But let's get no nation building. But that's exactly what we did. Spent 20 years doing it. But I was never on board with that. I was quite the fucking libertarian even at the time. And I was quite anti-interventionist. I was Ron Paul before I knew who Ron Paul was. Harry Brown over on WorldNet Daily wrote an article like the week of September 11th talking about how we had it coming and it was blowback. And my socially tone deaf ass fucking emailed that to all my friends like, this is the real deal. And trust me, pissed off a lot of people. But whatever. I was right. That's just my temperament, though. The kind of bullshit that we're slinging after 9/11 was just never the stuff I was going to buy. Like, I am suspicious to authority and not a team player to a fault when I get right down to it. So I was never going to buy that shit. You know, there's bullshit you can sling me. Don't get me wrong. I have my weaknesses, but it ain't that. Jet says, do you think your employment woes are the result of woke hiring managers finding your YouTube channel? You might consider renaming your channel or going private, at least until you find a job. I don't think that's it. This channel's too small for that to really fucking matter. And I generally look for, like, blue-collar work anyway, so I don't think so. I don't know. I might get desperate enough to do that. But the thing is, like, this doesn't really show up under Chris Beckloff. This shows up under the Beckloff, which, believe it or not, is enough that a lot of these dumb bitches in HR just like, all they look for is like your Facebook. That's a big thing they'll look for. And my Facebook's private. Like, if you're friends with me on Facebook, you can see shit. Otherwise, not. And frankly, I don't even post shit on Facebook anymore anyways. It ain't worth it. I have Facebook to, like, keep in touch with real-life friends. And some of them have very delicate sensibilities. So it's just not... I just don't post memes. Who cares? Not fighting politics on Facebook. Who gives a shit? Like, at Christmas time, I post, like, a fucking picture of my Christmas tree on there. That kind of shit, you know? That's about it. Chris Barrett says, you're the only Beckloff that I know. Well, you don't live in Brazil, that's for sure. There's a lot of Beckloffs in Brazil and Argentina. I don't know why a German name would be so popular in South America specifically. That's a real mystery to me. Illustrator says, never use your real name online ever, Captain Hindsight. Well, I don't know, man. Who cares? Again, believe it, it's... My online activities have almost never bit me in the ass in real life. The closest that ever came to is when I spoke out hard against James McDonald on my blog. I lost a lot of relationships with people I knew in the church. And oddly enough, I never got my "You Were Right" letter in the mail here in the last few years. I just assume that's because the post office around here is terrible. I don't know. Thomas Crown says he possibly flies under the radar to some degree because he isn't that big. Yeah, that's... And nobody cares. Nobody gives a fuck around. Like, if I was doing office work, that's a different atmosphere. But, like, blue collar... And the internet's not as big a deal as a lot of people think. And I'm even going to go out on a limb. I haven't had particularly bad experiences with HR. I've had a few kind of snotty office politics experiences. But for the most part, again, because I'm doing blue collar work primarily. I mean, I've had worse fucking more petty shit from fucking, you know, plant managers than I've ever had from the office ladies. Some boomer plant manager. In fact, I can actually think of a specific time that HR was nothing but kind to me. I was at one job for 5 years. Best job I had, really, for the most part. And I got laid off because I had the least seniority in the department. So that's why I got the X. They had to lay off somebody. And think about that. I was there 5 years, and I had the least seniority in my department. That's how good of a job it was. So this is a Thursday afternoon, which is close to the end of the week. Or end of the month, I mean. Like, the month ended either sometime over the weekend, I believe. And so I get called in Thursday morning. And I get called in. And I walk into this fucking conference room with my immediate boss in HR. And that's never good. I feel like Joe Pesci at the end of Goodfellas when you walk into a room like that. That's never like, oh, wow, I told a joke so funny HR wants to hear it. Like, it's immediately, I'm just, your asshole clenches like, oh, God, what now? And they're like, look, man, we got to lay somebody off, sorry. And it was right before April, too, because I even looked at the boss. I'm like, we're already kind of short-staffed. You got inventory next week. And he's just looking at me, he goes, I'm not happy about this. And it was Thursday morning. And I remember they're like, well, I'll let you get your hours for the rest of the week. But then the boss was like, just go home. I'm like, I can worry. He goes, no, don't worry. I'll pay you for today and tomorrow. Just go home. It's fine. And the HR lady on the way out, she was like, if you need help filing unemployment, let me know. And I am going to fudge the paperwork so that you're on the health care for the next month, just in case you want to, take one trip to the doctor before you lose your health insurance. She was super cool to me. I cannot complain about how I was treated there. And most of the time, HR's been pretty cool with me. Chet says they always fire people on Friday. Well, it was Thursday. But again, I go home after being there for 10 minutes Thursday, and I get paid a full day for Thursday and Friday. I mean, I can't complain about that. It was a rough week, though. I actually remember I let Undertow and... it's right, because Saturday was the first, because Undertow made the point of saying this isn't an April Fool's thing. I started my show and let Undertow and Luke just run it, and I was just ducked out because I just was in no mood. Because that Wednesday, someone hit my car. Not bad. I could still drive it, but it sucked. You know what I mean? Thursday, I get laid off. And then Friday, I had to put my dog down. Now, I knew the dog thing was coming. He was at the end. I knew that was coming. I actually had an appointment for Saturday to do it. And Friday, I woke up and I could see it was time. But that was my week. That was back in 2017. Jeez. I don't know that I've ever had a worse week in my life. Of just a 1, 2, 3 punch right there. But, you know, in hindsight, I'm kind of glad that I did get laid up, because I got to spend those last 2 days with that pupper when he needed me the most. God, he was a good dog. Loki was his name. I got him back in like 2007. So I named him Loki back when there was no MCU and shit like that. It was an obscure reference. Like, it was a comic book reference, but I could be all like pretentious to be like, oh, I named him, it was from Norse mythology. Like, God, he was a good dog. That dog, when I took him in to finally get put down, because he was, you know, it was 10 years. Them little dogs, they don't live much more than 10 years, and he just was having failing health that we couldn't, you know, system failures. You know, you fix one thing, 2 more things pop up. He was done. And man, I took him in, and I'm told from vets some people don't stay with their dogs when they put them down, and that's monstrous to me. Like, what are you doing? But I took him in there, and you know, I'm with him. I could tear up just telling this story. I'm with him, and I'm petting him and all, and they give him the shot. So, you know, he's starting to, he kind of lays down. You know, he's sitting up, and he kind of lays down, and I am bawling. I am crying like a fucking 7-year-old girl with a skin knee. I am bawling. And that dog, God bless him, that dog mustered up his last bit of physical strength to sit back up and start licking my face. He wanted to comfort me in his last moments. Again, I could start to, you know, it's shameful for a man to show emotion, obviously, but I could start to cry like now, just thinking about it. Like, that's why anytime I hear a Christian, a fellow Christian say that animals don't have souls, that dogs don't have souls, there's no doggy heaven, that kind of stuff, I'm like, man, nothing you say is to be, certainly on theology, is to ever be taken seriously. If you don't believe in doggy heaven, you can take your erroneous theology elsewhere. We're just having no part of that here. Chat says, give super chats for his tears. Exactly. Give super chats in the memory of Loki. Truly a wolf among dogs. That dog. Little Cavalier Spaniel. Little red one. They call them the red ones. They're brown. They're like a dark brown. But whatever. That's what they call them. Back then, I still had the electric fence up. So I just let him run around the yard. Which was probably a mistake. Really was. I should not have been letting him do that. Because boy, did he get into trouble. Before we put up the new garage over here, we just had a shed. And he managed to get under that fucking shed and come out covered in fucking cobwebs and some ants and shit. And I had to pull him off. He just got into so much fucking chaos. And something I noticed, I remember when he was about halfway through his life. When he was outside, especially when he was out by himself. Like, after Stewie had passed, when he was the only dog. On a clear moonlit night, this dog used to follow the shadows like he was a fucking little ninja. I have tremendously good night vision, and I always have. If anything, I can't see when it's too bright. I have mole people eyes. If the moon's even half fucking out, I could probably drive home without headlights if I had to. If it was like post-apocalyptic and I don't want to track zombies, I have tremendous night vision. Nonetheless, that little fucker could still manage to sneak up on me. I'd be, Loki, where are you? You know, try not to yell because it's the middle of the night or something. And just, boom, he just appears right behind me, like in a puff of smoke. What a great little dog he was. All right, well, we got one more story to cover, and I don't think a lot of my fucking pro-life audience is gonna agree with my take on this shit, but let's go. Okay. Let me bring up screen share. Windows capture. Boom. Alrighty.
Touchdown in this community and
Oh wait, no, this isn't. Damn it. Sorry, chat. I thought the video was the same. Hang on. See, it's the same story, but then the video is different. Why did they do that? Alright, we're going to have to read it. I thought the video, even though it's the same story, now the video is different. That sucks. Okay. We'll just read it. We don't need Windows capture for this. This is off of NBC News. Let's see. NBC News. Georgia mother says she is being forced to keep brain-dead pregnant daughter alive under abortion ban law. That's the name of the article, if you're playing at home. Let's see. A pregnant woman in Georgia who has been declared brain dead is being kept alive by ventilators because of the state's law banning abortions. The woman's mother says, telling local news that the family has no say in the matter. April Newick says her 30-year-old daughter, Adriana Smith, began experiencing intense headaches in early February. Smith was 9 weeks pregnant at the time of her second child. NBC affiliate WXIA-TV of Atlanta reported. Smith sought some treatment in Northside Hospital, was released and given medication. Kirk went towards the station. Newkirk told the station. Newkirk said the hospital did not run any tests or scans. Yes. Anyways, a day after seeking treatment, Smith's boyfriend woke up to find her gasping for air and making gurgling noises. Smith was rushed to Emory Hospital and then referred... Blah, blah, yeah. Okay, let's cut to the chase here. Newkirk told this news station that her daughter was declared brain dead and is breathing through machines for more than 90 days. It's torture for me, she said. I see my daughter breathing, but she is not there. Newkirk declined an interview when contacted by NBC News. According to WXIA, the plan to keep Smith alive until the baby boy can safely survive on its own, most likely at 32 weeks. Republican Governor Brian Kemp signed the state's near-total abortion ban, known as the Life Act, in 2019, but it didn't take effect until 2022, after it faced a legal challenge and the U.S. Supreme Court reversed Roe v. Wade. Under the law, abortions are illegal after 6 weeks of pregnancy. Exceptions include some situations. Well, you would think this would be an exception. Include some situations to protect the woman's life and health. When fetal anomalies are detected, that's a fair thing. And in case of rape and incest, those are fair exceptions, in my opinion. Newkirk told the police station that her daughter currently is 20 weeks pregnant. It should have been left up to the family, Newkirk said, telling the station that doctors informed her they are legally not allowed to consider any other options. I'm not saying we would have chosen to terminate her pregnancy, but what I am saying is we should have had a choice, she said. That's perfectly fair. A spokesperson for Emory Healthcare said it uses consensus from clinical experts. None of that fucking matters. Okay, so brain dead woman is being forced to be kept alive because she was pregnant. From what I've heard from, experts, who knows? I mean, quote unquote Fauci was an expert, so take it with a grain of salt. But I've heard a lot of doctors say this is not, that kid has a bad chance of survival and probably gonna be fucked up if it does survive. I don't know, man. I don't know what you should do in that situation, but like, this ain't a fucking... I don't like the idea of the state intervening. Okay, you're keeping a glorified corpse alive via machines. You know, the pro-choice side always says that the pro-lifers just see women as incubators. And it's like, I guess they do. As soon as I read this story, as soon as I saw this story, it's just like, this is disgusting. Like, this is like what we covered when Charlie Kirk was like, yeah, if my 12-year-old daughter was raped and got pregnant, I'd make her keep the rape baby. And I'm like, ew. They're fucking ew. What? Yeah. People talk about the sanctity of life. What about the dignity of life? Chad says this should be a question on a college ethics course exam. Here's the point, man. If the family was like, look, we're going to do this because we want to try and save the baby, fine. But, like, can't this be up to fucking them? Like, can't you leave fucking people alone sometimes? You know, in complicated fucking horrible tragedies, you can't just let people fucking make their own decisions. I don't know, man. There's a certain ghoulishness on the pro-life side, and I mean, it's undeniable. But I'm sorry to tell you, pro-lifers, there's a certain ghoulishness on your fucking side, too. Well, that's about it for today. I don't know. I didn't want to get too heavy into it. I was going to cover that top story a couple days ago, but I knew that it would piss off some of my audience, and it probably will. But if you enjoy the content I put out, do consider supporting the show. Streamlabs.com/TheBeckloff, PayPal.me/TheBeckloff. Make a donation that way, and I'll leave a link to the Amazon wishlist down below. If you'd like to buy me some of the dumb shit that I like, that would also be cool. That's about it for tonight, folks. I'll probably stream again tomorrow. Roughly the same time and the same bad channel. That's it for tonight. Beckloff out.